parar aqui no cabo. Antes. Agora sim. Pega, primeiro foi reiro. Aí eu sigo. Toma cuidado pra não ativar a quest ali. Tentar fazer hoje os... Eu acho que não dá pra fazer os dois atos hoje, né? Pelo menos terminar o ato 1. O ato 1 não, o ato 3. É o meta. E felizmente não fica aparecendo um bagulho do tutorial do miliastro aqui. Será que não tem no PS4? Toma ele. Agora sim, pode começar.
It's been a few days since we said bye to the others in Nasha Town. Still no news about Rerir, though. If only he was gone for good. But without...
Hello! You must be the traveler in Paimon? Mr. Flint has been looking for you. Unfortunately, there's been a serious wild hunt attack over at the quarry.
The wild hunt? Oh, uh-oh. Come on, let's go!
E o barco? Eu quero ver o barco, eu quero ver o do Urim. Calma, aqui embaixo? Não, é lá longe. Aí na praia. Tem que fazer abismo ainda, acho que vou fazer esse domingo, se eu não sair. A caçada será que ela tem mesmo? Caralho, já tá todo mundo aqui?
I can barely sense any Kuvaki at all. This
looks like his appetite truly is insatiable. As if the power of that energy cannon will...
He's not seriously still getting stronger? Ah, everyone's here already.
We've all been on high alert since we split up a few days back, expecting Rerir to strike again. But it's like he just vanished into thin air. No one has seen him nor found... That is, until this morning, when a ratnik found signs of wild hunt activity while out here on patrol.
And we're sure that... Who else? He's the only one who could pull off a stunt like this.
Kuvaki loss has reached critical levels. Rerir of Solnari set to maximum threat level. Warning, unless de-escalation measures are taken soon, he will pose a threat beyond our ability to contain. The consequences could be...
Traveler, Do you remember when there wasn't a shred of sanity left? Nothing but madness and rage.
Yeah, didn't he shout out a bunch of names? Then he started Oh, Paimon gets chills just thinking.
Last time we fought, we were already at a disadvantage. If he has such overwhelm...
Yeah, if I were him and I wanted more Kuvaki, I'd just take it by force. Unless something went wrong.
The other thing is, how does someone who's completely lost their mind still...
Beats me.
According to certain medical studies, insanity does not always entail a complete loss of rationality.
That actually sounds about right. He was ranting away.
There are many unanswered questions here. He could, besides his name and title, we know little about him. Certainly nothing about his...
Exactly. And we wouldn't even know. I'd be willing to bet that even if we gathered together every scrap of intel in Nodcry, we still wouldn't find more than, like, 3 useful...
So, if we do nothing, he'll just keep getting stronger. And last time we had Marionette and her big robo-buddy to help us. And we still barely held our ground. Paimon's head hurt.
Well, I do have a little hunch about his next move. Given that he attacked the quarry, somewhere like the Eye of Krati, or the Pillar of Embla, one thing's for sure.
A perfectly reasonable hypothesis. However, it is worth noting that these 2 locations are quite far.
I agree, we should split up. Right now, Rerir's goal seems to be gathering Kuvaki, not fighting us directly. Once we're done, let's regroup on Hisi Island.
Da Columbina, né? Mas alguma hora ele vai descobrir.
Wait, why Hisi Island?
If I recall correctly, your largest goddess statue was carved from Kuvaki Ridge ore, was it?
That's right. Yes.
Splitting up's always gonna be risky. But I guess we don't have much choice, right?
And if we do run into Rerir?
That's when you follow the 3rd rule of treasure hunting. Run like the wind.
Didn't you say the 3rd rule was go with the...
I don't know. Did I? Anyway, whatever. In this situation, go with the flow.
Agreed. If anyone finds so much as a trace of Rerir, do not...
All right, we'd better get moving. Come on,
E a
Anefa, let's
conversa do
go.
Rerir com Varka? Cadê? Bah.
Any leads?
Nope. Diddly squat. No clues to where he might be hiding. It feels like we're sitting on a powder keg that could go off at any second. Oh, I hate this feeling.
So, you guys didn't find anything either?
Not loving the word either. How about you, Flints?
I questioned a few Ratniki and eventually narrowed my investigation down to one suspicion, almost as if he knew someone was on to him. Either that, or he's just extremely cautious, and doesn't stay in one place for long.
He's been biding his time for a while now.
No idea. Since regaining his body, he seems to have...
All we can do now is hope that Aino and Anefa turn up some leads. Darn it, Rerir! If you've got the guts, come face me one-on-one!
Vai, sim.
Wait, he's actually here? I didn't mean it.
No, it's come. Silver Moon Hall. The Lady Kutar might be in danger.
Let's get over there, quick!
Já? Caralho, já?
Why is he attacking the damn select? What's going on?
No time for questions. Stop him!
This is insane.
Yehuda, get Kutar out of here!
On it.
Look where your feeble light has gotten you. Now, you shall plunge into darkness. Felindus, soon, I will find a way.
Watch out.
Oh. Caralho, pai.
Find them. Even if it means turning this place to ashes.
Ah, porra. Cara, acabou de começar a quest, velho.
That was...
We barely made it out of there alive. What's that guy's deal? How'd he get so crazy strong?
He's a threat to this entire nation. I doubt his strength could even be measured by conventional standards.
I have a question. When me and Anefa showed up, we saw him chasing after this lady like he wanted her dead.
We weren't there for the whole thing either.
Yeah, we didn't see how it all started. It all...
Kutar, can you shed any light on the...
Kutar. Cross-checking database.
Wait, she's the moon goddess? Oh,
There are many reasons why people might worship the moon. And just as many why... I've never met that person before. But there was no mistaking why he holds me in such contempt. I cannot say. But since he...
Kutar.
There are many potential motives. For instance, you help the traveler escape his grasp. It is also possible that he covets the Kuvaki inside you. But right now, devising a counter strategy should be our #1.
A counter strategy? But we don't stand a chance against an... Surely our only option is to run. He's not gonna... No, I can't say that. Come on, Yehuda.
Running is our only option.
Huh?
You seem surprised. But what other choice do we have? We are facing an...
Well, I mean...
It's not too late. I can distract him. So you have plenty of time to... Wait, what? Doesn't that make sense? I'm the one he's after. There's no need. A coyote doesn't stop for bypassers while it's howling at the moon. What is it, Lama? The Frost Moon Scions have already grown accustomed to life without their goddess. My presence here is no longer...
We can't just roll over and let him get away with this. That's not our stunt.
Yeah, we can't. Besides, she pretty much saved my life back there. If I just ditched her now, I'd never forgive myself.
We can't overlook that you have saved our lives multiple times now. To talk of returning the favor would be a little crass.
Rerir's true objective remains unclear. Even if we were to sacrifice Miss Kutar, there's no guarantee he would stop.
But...
Kutar, I know why you left. They would make self-centered wishes. Force you to accept meaningless... If it were me, I might have walked away too. But I believe that time can change everything. After much reflection, I've realized any relationship based on need is purely transactional. You were born here, and now you've returned.
Thank you, Lama. But my power is on the wane. I'm afraid. Very well then.
Both times you saved us, we were transported.
It is. But I find it rejected by the world. My power is dwindling. Like a lake, cut off from its source.
What do you mean, rejected by the world?
The 3 moons belonged to the ancient bygone era in which they came into being. From the moment I was born, the world itself has been steadily sapping away at my strength. The 3 moons are not one and the same. As the goddess of the frost, yet moonlight has a way of blending together. Each can reflect the other's glow. So when our fingers touched, I was able to restore my... But this method of recovery is painfully slow. If...
It's the Wild Hunt!
Even faster than we expected. We'll have...
See how those Wild Hunt creatures are running away from us.
Then what are we waiting for? Let's get the...
Vem pro pau. Quem é esse?
You poor lost lamb. By the frost moon.
Yeah! Preparing for dust up. Cleanup sequence initiated.
Ding dong!
Calma aí, Bruno, já vou.
Yumming! This is driving me nuts!
Ótimo, matar não, velho. Eu quero que ele
You
apareça.
need to pick up the pace.
Quero ver ele aparecendo, calma aí.
There's too many of them! And this time, we can't fall...
Calma aí. Tá. Nossa senhora. Aí eu voltei.
Back on Kutar's house to escape! If this goes on much longer...
Quero ver o Rerir aparecendo. Aparece o Rerir. Quero ver o que acontece. Uau, eu quero ver o Rerir. Vem, Rerir, eu quero ver. Vem, pode vir. Será que só vai dar game over? Cadê ele? Quero ver. Acho que só dá game over. Ou era obrigatório aparecer. Eu acho que era isso mesmo. Ah. Oh. Cara, ele é muito alto, velho.
What's the matter? Bit off more than you could chew?
Uncle Varka! You're back from Amsvartnir?
Whoa! You're Varka? Grand Master of the Night?
We could save the intros for later. Right now, let's get you all out of this hellhole. Follow me. I know some...
Oh, is that where
That's the one. Come on, move!
Bora pra onde, Varka? Ah, eu achei que o rei ia aparecer. Se eu soubesse que tinha ficado matando os bichos.
Wow! Where are we? This is so well...
Well, that goes without saying. This is the Knights of Favonius' meeting place in Nodcry, and a contact hub for the Northern Intelligence, aka the Black Market of Intel. No matter what faction you're with, it's the place to buy and sell information. Their headquarters are as an expeditionary force on foreign soil. Working with them has offered us the most effective way. Anyway, where were we? Folks from Nodcry should be pretty familiar. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Varka, Knight of Boreas, and Grand Master of the Knights of Favonius.
We've heard all about you. You look way younger than Paimon expected. But you...
Well, I'm no spring chicken. Just not showing my age yet. Definitely feeling some of that back pain today, though. Rushed back from Amsvartnir without a wink of sleep, only to get right into another fight with that freshly
Another? You mean you
Yep. He wasn't nearly as strong back then, but he was still a formidable foe. I brought some of the knights along to get... My squad took heavy injuries, and I barely made it out alive myself. We knew it might have been our last chance, so we staked everything on it. But still, it wasn't enough to stop him. I tried tracking him down afterwards, but he didn't leave a trace. Even in his unhinged mental state, he's as cautious as it. So, I decided to come find you. And as luck would have it, turned up to find you being ambushed by the Wild Hunt. The rest, you already know.
Is that why he's been frantically absorbing Kuvaki these past few days?
Maybe I'm part of the equation, but even if I weren't, I'm sure he'd still be gathering power.
Note to self, Uncle Varka's strength rating officially upgraded.
Guess it's my turn to ask questions now. So, what exactly has been happening in Nodcry? Why is the Wild Hunt...
That's a long story, but I'll try to make it quick.
Wow, I had no idea so much had happened. Sounds like you guys have really been through it. So, the Kutar is actually a Fatui Harbinger. And all this Wild Hunt activity in Nodcry is the work of the Raker of... that's a lot to take in. Need some time to wrap my head around it all.
I'm truly sorry, Mr. Varka. You stood with us against the Wild Hunt, and did everything you could to stop it from escalating into a full-blown catastrophe. And then...
You've got nothing to apologize for, Miss Moonchanter. You can plan 100 steps ahead and still slip up. That's just life. No one knows what tomorrow holds. You can't predict which way the... And, to be perfectly honest, I can't say I'm surprised. For all the times we've defeated the Wild Hunt in the past, we've never been able to completely wipe it. But now that a new variable has come into play, fate may well take a different course.
A new variable? You mean...
Who else? And in a strange way, I think his resurgence might not be an entirely bad... That said, while I was explaining everything just now...
You mean about our mystery ally?
That's right. From what you've said, not only did they lead you straight to some key files, they also... I don't know who or what could pull something like that off.
I hadn't heard the story about those files. Would you mind repeating their titles for me?
Wild Hunt Phenomena Log. A Nodcry and Ratnik's field journal.
Oh.
Another dead end. Guess all we can do now is hope that our mystery ally keeps showing up when we most... Still, it's safest to assume they won't be intervening again. From here on out, we'll have to resolve this crisis. Your intel also explains something else I've been wondering about. The reason I led my team, but once we looked into it, it turned out to be a red herring. I doubt it's by chance that he happened to make his comeback while my attention was diverted. And from everything you told me, it sounds like his scheming... But is it even possible that he orchestrated all of this by himself? The Moon Maiden and the Raker of Solnari. Nodcry of all places. The way everything is unfolding, it can't be a coincidence.
So, what do we do now?
Right now, we've got at least 3 things to consider. Let's go through them one by one. First, we need to figure out how to take down Rerir. If we can't beat him in a straight... To my knowledge, the bulk of Nodcry's fighting force is already gathered here. But even with everyone united, we're still no match for Rerir in his current...
What if there was a way to tap into a new power of our...
How so?
Have you thought of something, Columbina?
3 moons once watched over this world. The Eternal Moon was the largest. The Frost... They say that back then, the 3 moon goddesses wielded immense power. I now bear the Frost Moon's power, and the Eternal Moon's marrow resides within the Traveler.
Hold on. Are you suggesting...
The iridescent moon.
That's right. If we can find the iridescent moon's marrow...
The 3 moons are said to stir the tides and illuminate all things.
According to my analysis, the solution is feasible. However, it is subject to one major condition. How do we locate the...
I know a way, but... We will need to visit the Fatui's experiment...
The Experimental Design Bureau?
Yes.
It's a long way from here to the Experimental Design Bureau. There's a high chance you'll be spotted. You shouldn't...
Then that's settled. Next up, our second priority. As you saw for yourselves, when he was still in his Wild Hunt form, everything he did was for the sake of recovering his body and resurrecting himself. His first act since then, people's obsessions often reveal their greatest vulnerabilities. There must be a reason why he despises the moon so deep. The Wild Hunt has plagued Nodcry for centuries now. If we want to stop it for good, we have to...
It's true. We still know. If Kutar hadn't given us that lead, we wouldn't even...
But where would we even start? I doubt even the Intel Queen of Nodcry had...
Oh? That's a rather hasty conclusion for someone who's so painstakingly meticulous when it...
Ah, she heard me.
Boss! What are you doing here?
I'm now asking myself the same question. I received a letter from a humble knight of Favonius, requesting a meeting to discuss a major business deal.
Details. Miss Nefer, the important thing is that you've arrived at the perfect time. Since his failed ambush, I've been racking my brains trying to come up with a plan to fight Rerir. Given the severity of the situation, I think we can't do this without the Curatorium. But I knew it'd be a tough job to win you over. So?
Wait a sec. How did you even... Didn't you say this is meant to be the Knights of Favonius' meeting spot? And a contact...
You really think he could have gotten settled in Nodcry without my help? Besides, I'm the one running this gig.
Allow me to introduce the current head of the Northern Intelligence Network. If it's intel you're after...
Please spare me the flattery. Let's cut to the chase. Seems like you've run into some
Going to sit this one out?
involved. What could possibly...
We can't do this without you.
Oh? Then I'd say, you'd better make it worth my while.
I can't put a price on something like this. It's just not in my nature. But then again, if you insist on compensation, I will...
You just don't give up, do you? Too bad. I know you well enough to know you can't afford my prices. The riskier the job, the more it'll cost. And a moon chanter's stipend isn't exactly generous. Unless you're planning to start passing the donation box around.
Boss, just a thought. If they come up short, things got really dangerous during the fight with Rerir. If this girl hadn't saved me, I'd be ley line fodder by now. If there's any way we can make this work, I'd...
This is why I'm always telling you never accept favors. They are the hardest debts to repay. You have to be careful who you get involved with, or you invite all kinds of misfortune. Very well. Yehoda, I will help. But just this one, Flynn's. That fragment that Rerir was after. Do you still have it on you?
Of course.
Let me borrow it. I need it to follow.
Wait! You actually...
Shh. This is top secret.
I get it. We all have things we'd rather keep to ourselves. Plus, I know we can count on you. And that brings me to the third and final item. We need to find a way to distract. I'm in for this part, no matter what.
Count me in.
Come off it, you two. Quit playing heroes. I'm way ahead of you here. Nefa did a scan of the moon goddess's Kuvaki signature, and we're gonna use it to make some decoys over at the Kramkake craft shop. Anyone who's in? Once they're ready, we'll deploy the decoys across...
I like it. Genius idea.
No biggie.
All right then. We'll split it. Once your team has finished their mission, return here and wait for...
Caralho. Três estrelas é o nível de dificuldade, é? O que é? É a base dos Fatu e depois vamos pra cidade de Nash e termina ali na área dos filhos da loja gelada.
Lady Damselette. Wait. And you two? We've been doing our best to mind our own business lately.
Huh. You really think that's gonna...
We're not looking for any trouble.
Do I need to remind you that you're still a wanted fugitive out of consideration for our former ties and the...
Let them in.
But...
Are you going to make me repeat?
No, my lady.
Sandrone seems to be in a good mood. Must...
So tell me, to what do I owe the honor this time? Actually, before you answer that, just so we're clear, we're not colleagues anymore, Columbina. I don't owe you.
I promise it's nothing big.
It seems like you've gotten the wrong idea here. The only reason I let you in was because I was bored. It seemed like a way to kill some time, and whatever miscalculations I may or may not have made in the past, I haven't lost the plot enough to even consider.
I'd like to speak with Arlecchino.
What? Huh? You mean the name?
I'd like to speak with Arlecchino. Is she in Nodcry?
No, she's not. Once the work on this facility was completed, she went back with the Rooster and Regrator. The only ones in Nodcry are me and... What is it you need to speak to her about anyway?
Rerir is hunting me. If I'm going to face him.
Ela ia falar doutor ali, eu sei que ia falar doutor. É por isso que o escaramujo também tá em Nod.
Is that a no, then?
As if I need reminding. I was this close to settling things with him before someone decided.
Have you held any tea parties lately?
Tea parties? Yeah, obviously. You don't seriously think we'd pack it all in just because you aren't here. If anything, they've been more eventful than ever. Just me, Arlecchino, and a bunch of insolent and sensitive guests who won't stop asking where you've gone. Oh, they've been a real joy.
I bet you served them the worst tea you have. Just like you used to do to me when I upset you.
Who cares about how good the tea is when there's no one around to drink it? I keep losing. First Rosaline, now you. I'm running out of people who can make me laugh. Honestly, what could be more ridiculous than the multi-centenarian goddess, who's only ever had the plain herbal tea she received as offering?
You'd always brew a different type of tea for me each time. Was it really
well, duh. Why else? Watching you squirm was practically my only form of entertainment. Oh, yeah. And Capitano sometimes used to bring Tartaglia around, too. But I guess we won't be seeing him again. Well, I guess we are overdue for a get-together. Polonia! Have Fabronia pass a message to Arlecchino for me. It's time for tea. Will suffice.
Pass along a message for me, too, if you would. My body cannot contain the marrow of 2 moons, so I'll be leaving one of them in her care.
Excuse me? Who said you were on the guest list? If my tea meant that much to you, maybe back when you were under the Tsaritsa's protection, no one would have dared come at you so...
But that protection didn't come for free. In fact, I paid dearly for it. At the end of the day, I just got tired, that's all. I never wanted any part in their grand ambitions, and I've had enough of being treated like a bottomless supply of It brings back memories from the old days, when I was still worshipped as the moon goddess.
I figured you'd leave eventually. You didn't have as much of a reason to stay as I do. The Tsaritsa gave you shelter and protection, but that was it. Nothing more, nothing less. Meanwhile, the Fatui demanded everything from you in return. And I get why you left. And frankly, I have no interest in dragging you back just because the higher-ups. But if you keep hanging around with this riffraff, the next time we cross paths, we might... guess that's our cute... that might be your plan. But it sounds like someone else wants you to stay a little... Huh? Listen.
My lady, it's the Wild Hunt. A horde of monsters is...
Another uninvited guest trying to crash my tea party. Clear the area. I'll handle this.
Tá tocando a música tema dele.
Wait, what? You want us to leave you here by yourself? You'll be lucky to make it out of this alive. Go on, get out of here. You may have stopped Polonia from crushing him last time, But I've made sure that won't happen again. The entire Experimental Design Bureau is rigged for war. Stay and watch if you want. But it'll be at your own risk. You're not... Don't tell me what to do! Look, if you're leaving, make it quick. Or you'll just get in my way. Stare all you want, Columbina. You're not getting...
I know.
This is exactly why you shouldn't hang around with those people. Come on then, Mr. Ray here. Let's pick up where we left off. It's your Wild Hunt monstrosities versus my beautiful...
Minigame. Não vai segurar muito não, viu, Sandrone? Esse robô aqui tudo verde. Agora vai ser um sniper, quer ver? Exato.
That's it. Keep them pinned down. Don't let them get near.
Nossa, cara. Meu amigo. Tá.
Don't worry. Once this is over, I'll put you all back together again. I promise.
Não dá pra segurar muito bem.
Finally, the Ranger himself. Time to... Huh? Where'd he go?
que ele quer um pedaço da lua?
Polonia, get in!
I've upgraded Polonia again since our last encounter, and uploaded every last scrap of your data. So let's finish this, once and for...
She's not here. Where did she go?
Hey, over here, you big...
Curse it. Moon, go. Keep searching. She cannot have gotten far.
Vai tomar um pau, Polônia. Eu esqueci qual que era a parte do plano delas. Achei que essa parte na cidade de Nash ia ser da Arne.
So this is your method for investigating rerir.
Good deduction. But it's quite a different...
Whoa! First time I've ever been in here. Boss always said, oh, I guess this must be Sumero decor? That's where Boss is from. And that nice shopkeeper who sold me my treasure compass.
I'm not sure exactly what you've got planned, but it...
Whenever we wish. But for some... I've never faced rerir myself. But from what you've told me, his power is beyond anything I could... I, on the other hand, am just an ordinary businesswoman. Our paths should never have crossed, yet here I am, forced...
If you ask me, you're about as far from ordinary as it gets. So what are you saying?
Once I take a job, there's no backing out. Still, I have to ask... And also how to make sure I come out of this alive if things spiral. Death is the one thing we can take for granted. It is the great equalizer, however fortunate or unfortunate we may otherwise be. So it's important to consider how to spend what...
Come on, boss. Lighten up. Quit talking about death. It's bad luck.
For once, I agree with you. When you're up again, is there anything I can do to help?
That won't be necessary. I've already made up my mind. Time to cash in a precious favor I've been saving for a rainy day.
Eh? Fine.
That shady merchant who sold you an overpriced treasure compass the other day.
Come on, boss. You're pulling my leg again. In what way is she shady? Anyway, I know who you're talking about. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back.
Hey.
What is it? What's the big rush? You dragged me out of a dream where I was literally swimming in Mora. I'm charging double my usual attendance fee. See, look how easygoing she is. After that rude awakening, she could have completely snapped at us. But instead...
Dory Sangama Bay? I never would have pictured you.
If you want to make it big and not cry, it's all about connections. Lady Nefer just so happens to have a lot of It was back when I first arrived in Not Cry. My trusty assistant, the genie in my lamp, had an adverse reaction to the Kuvaki, and wouldn't you know it, that's when I suddenly find myself in a life-or-death situation. Good thing my compatriot was there to swoop in, and I've been giving her a 30% discount off all of my goods ever since. Now, so that no one here feels left out, I'm willing to extend a 20% discount to fellow friends of Bossnep, plus any other friends you send my way will enjoy 10% off. Huh, what can I say? The great Lord Sangamabe is nothing if not generous. So, let me guess. You've run into some trouble? I've got everything you could possibly need, and the more you buy, the...
You guessed correctly. What have you got in the way?
The one type of gear I've never been short on. What are you looking for? A jetpack fresh from the Academia's labs? An ancient, at the very least. I need to know what kind of opponent you're dealing with here.
What if I told you it's someone with the power to bring a nation to its knees?
Is that so? Then we really are talking top-shelf treasures.
You're
a powerful woman, make no mistake. I can't reveal her identity, but luckily for you, I hear she's planning to visit Notcry in the near future. If you're willing to wait, I can ask her when she's here. Can't say exactly how.
Then, let me put it another way. What would you do if you encountered an enemy like that?
Of course not! I have a handy little trinket from one of my generous suppliers, which... Hold on. What exactly are you getting at? No.
Let's just say I'm borrowing it, all right? Just for insurance purposes. Favors are the worst kind of debt to owe, and now you've got a chance to repay one.
Fine. You can borrow it for 5 days. No, make that 3. And for every extra hour after that, I'm charging you 1,000,000 mora. Deal?
Deal.
What a way to start the day. Now, was there anything else you wanted? Or can I go back to bed now?
That will be all. Take care now.
See you later! You're my favorite shop.
Excellent. Everything is well and truly ready. The ceremony can now begin. After initiating the ceremony, your minds will follow me wherever I go. You will, so remember, don't be frightened. Now then, let us peer into the Rerir of Solnari's past.
Arr.
I made it. I don't recognize this style of architecture. Simple furnishings, table and chairs. It's a more ordinary... Looks like the fearsome Rerir of Solnari came... Unless this passed for luxury in Conria. Unlikely. Anyway, I'll...
Algumas caixas de armazenamento estão ao lado do armário, tudo à vista está bem organizado. Quem mora aqui parece ter aproveitado de uma vida bem confortável. Cara, é o rerir? A gente tá na visão dele, né?
Keep myself busy by checking out that new kebab shop. I've heard good things about them. I'll test it out, and if it's as good as everyone says... P.S. New stash from the Universitas Magistrorum. I brought some goodies home. A few teacups and a pin rack. Hope you like them.
They didn't sign their name, but they must have been close.
Será que a Tolins é realmente a esposa do rerir? Tem só teoria disso, né? Baseado na mitologia.
I went over to Joseph's for drinks today. They have a fine collection,
but I went alone. Felindus was tied up with something and couldn't make it. Joseph asked why I came alone, but I didn't really have an answer. He then went on to ask about other things. If you ask me, someone who asks that many personal questions is too nosy for their own good. But if he invites me again, chances are that's...
Felindus. That's the same name.
Crane imports keep falling. If things don't pick up, we'll soon be back to meat and mushrooms only. Honestly, I'm not a huge fan of that new type of mushroom everyone's been into lately. Didn't it start out as a lab-grown variety? I heard it's even mildly corrosive. Seriously, I don't care if it's an impressive feat of alchemy. That just isn't the kind of thing I like to eat.
Grain has to be imported, and they're eating a diet of mostly meat and mushrooms. Could it be because Conria is underground, so it doesn't get much... That would explain why they use so much stone in their buildings. They even use alchemically modified strains for food. Seems like the people of Conria don't have many options.
I've just about saved up enough now. Time to buy it and keep it somewhere safe.
Making a big purchase. I wonder what it is. He really is a professional. No wonder he's so... Despite what he's become, it seems like he's retained certain... Did Rerir rip it out himself?
Before I met you, I was convinced that my heart was nothing more than a stagnant... The burial place of a fallen moon. A withered, windless grove where the waters rested forever. It was you who helped me see that my heart hadn't entirely...
This is just trivial sentimentality from the looks of it. Why would he go to the trouble of hiding that? The burial place of a...
É a lua que tá no caminho, né? A lua camisinha. Inclusive, economia é bem no mesmo estilo, né? Ó, o Daisley. Ah, cadê?
Dane! Oh, and, Vettelson here?
Hello there, Rerir. You need not address me so formally outside of court.
Ah, não vai mostrar eles. Ele.
He doesn't get that much free time, so I invited him over for a drink. Even the court prophet deserves a break.
Well, I'm flattered.
So, what are we discussing today?
Hey, don't look at me. As far as I see it...
Come on, don't give us that. Didn't you say you were about to pop...
Who'd have thought the great Twilight Sword?
I just didn't expect you to be the first one to settle down and get married, that's all.
Yeah. If you told me that a few years ago, I wouldn't have believed...
So, are you planning to come clean about your job then?
Sure, I'll have to tell her at some point. But I'll need to pick the right time and place.
Come on, stop being such a pessimist. For all you know, she could be thrilled. I bet she'll be much more impressed by your actual job than the one a member of the King's Guard.
Quite... Of course he does. Anyway, enough about me.
Me? Same old, nothing much to... Huh? What's up, Fed?
It's nothing.
Vettelson, Dainslift's elder brother. Renowned throughout the court of Conria as the Visionary. And said to possess... And yet, despite the gulf between us, he seems to have something to say about me. Does he even know me? Does he see me as a friend of his brother? Or... just... why did he react so strongly? Was it really to do with what we were talking?
Brown, curly hair and brooding blue eyes. So this is what perfectly normal. No different from anyone else. As frightening as this monster is in the present,
Felindis? You're back early?
Our equipment's being serviced today, so I got off earlier than usual. How's your day been? Aw, why the long face? Is something the matter? Has your boss been giving you a hard...
Went for a drink with Dane and the others after work.
Isn't that a good thing?
Vedifilnir showed up today, too. You know.
Ah, Mr. Vedifilnir. Yes, I've heard of him.
He overheard Dainsleif mention that I'd recently proposed, and seemed to have an issue with it. But when I asked what it was, he kept it to himself.
So, you're worried? You can be such a child sometimes. We're nobodies. Why would the visionary be concerned? I'm sure someone in his position has much bigger fish to fry.
Maybe you're right.
You worry too much, Rerir. We've been together for ages now, and everything's been going so well, has it not?
So, you do remember.
Like I said, I need some time to decide. You can't just rush into things like this. We may be nobodies in the grand scheme of things, but if we want things to work out, we've still got...
All right. Take your time. Just don't keep me waiting forever.
Nem te conto.
Nobodies. Sounds about right. Can someone whose gaze is so fixed on a far-flung future even see the present clearly? Besides, the dynasty's fate rests with the king and his inner circle. Meanwhile, every idea they come up with and every decision they make, it affects everything. These days, the king is lost in his research, and the purge of the Crimson. The opposition tried to speak out, but nothing came of it. And I'm under no illusions as to why. Because we eliminated them and got rid of their body. A man can have 1,000 reasons to carry a sword, but there are few good excuses to use it. Yet the king has never even... What becomes of someone who kills on another's behalf? Can he ever find truth? Felindis, It's nothing. You were right. Fate has never smiled upon nobodies like us. But there's no reason we can't keep living happily together, cherishing the simple joys of each day as they come.
See? You just need to stay positive, Rerir. I can feel your warmth, your breath. You're right there. Just seeing you makes me happy in a way I can't explain. And that's something that no one could ever take away from me. So smile, my love.
You're right, Felindis. I've just been over...
That's better. Getting caught up about things like this will only ruin our evening. Speaking of which, all set for the ball tonight? I need to go get ready.
You go ahead. I just have a few things to take care of, then I'll come join.
Even busier than the big shots, huh? Fine, I'll go get started. But don't be late. If you keep me waiting...
Relax. I'll be there. Seriously, though, you drive a hard bargain. You're really gonna leave my proposal?
Well, that goes without saying. I already told everyone I'd be coming with a date. Besides, they're two completely different things. Let's take it one thing at a time, all right?
All right. White outfit it is.
It seems like Rerir was deliberately hiding his ties to the intelligence services by giving the impression that he was just... He clearly doesn't want his would-be fiancé to know about his other life. Then... Who'd have thought we were in... Let's dig a little deeper.
Our last operation was a resounding success, and all thanks to you, rerir of Solnari. In total, we apprehended 32 dregs of the Crimson Moon, and 67 accomplices.
After all these years since the dynasty's fall, so many...
Indeed, it cannot be denied. Yet it was destiny that the Crimson Moon should be overcome by the eclipse, and that his Conria has no further need for a dead moon. But alas, there will always be those who refuse to see the truth.
That's not entirely true. Much about the Crimson Moon era was worthy of remembrance. And that's exactly why they keep trying to see it restored. Many of its secrets remain unsolved to this day. As it happens, that's precisely the field of study my partner is.
You still haven't told her what you really do for a living.
Where would I even start? How do you tell someone that you're one of the king's hand-picked executioners? That your hand...
You didn't choose this life, any more than I did.
But I'll sure as heck be the one to pay for it. Speaking of which, we need to be more rigorous in the way we identify direct descendants of the Crimson. Someone, it seems, has strong opinions about my future plans. Most likely my marriage in particular.
Your concerns are not unfounded. They've taken out many of our colleagues these past few years, and for that very reason. These are no helpless lambs we're leading. Take care, rerir of Solnari. I look forward to toasting you at your wedding.
Thanks, Thorkel. You look after... Thelindis, I never wanted to keep this from you. You're the last person I would ever want to lie to, but that's exactly why I can't tell you everything. The moonlit dynasties are a thing of the past. Yet even now, with the sun shining high in the sky, there are those... Could that be why Vedalfnir held back? Or was it because of some... I have to get a clear answer from him. No matter what happens.
Rerir seems to be very concerned by Vedalfnir and Dainsleif, the Visionary and Twilight Sword. I've investigated this whole area now. Should I try somewhere else? Wait a second.
So, he's late after all. Just you wait, Rerir. You're in.
Are you waiting for someone, ma'am? Could I tempt you into buying some flowers?
Oh, sure. Pick me out a...
Thank you. But I'm afraid none of...
For someone so young, you sure have a way with words, don't you?
I'm only telling the truth. Look me in the eyes. You'll see I'm not lying.
You're...
May we have a word in private?
Esse X é de quem é da dinastia Eclipse, né? O da louca mesinha, no caso.
Who are you? And what...
It doesn't matter who I am. Too many of our kind have fallen lately, so I decided to take the... Not long ago, the rerir of Solnari led an assault on one of our strongholds. We suffered many casualties.
Sorry, I don't know why you're telling me this. And...
Wait. Hear me out. This time we finally got a clear look at his face and learned his name is Rerir. And he claims to be one of the...
What did you say?
A cruel irony, isn't it? The man you're set to marry leads a double life as a brutal executioner. But surely, you must have caught a whiff of the blood.
Why are you telling me all...
Simple.
How strange. Rerir was nowhere to be seen in that memory. It clearly belonged to Thelindis. Rerir couldn't possibly know what happened if he wasn't even there. Why would her memories appear in his fragment? The ceremony won't last much longer. I think it's time...
Não. Ué. Não sei. Estou deveras perdido. Deixa eu deixar meu celular no carregador. Calma aí.
So that was your doing? Did you just...
Any more questions, and I'll...
I had no idea you could do that, boss! I gotta admit, though, I'm itching to see what happens next.
I'm just as curious as you are. But the ceremony only allows... Luckily, we managed to learn...
So far, so good. I just hope the others are doing it, especially the group with the Traveler. Their mission.
If you're worried about them, go see how they're doing.
Caçando.
If I know boss, she's gonna need some time to write up all the details and make sure it's all coherent.
Voltamos pro time principal. Principal, né? É, protagonista.
Oh, they've been prowling around for nearly 2 days now. They might not have seen us yet, but them constantly sweeping the area? Oh, that's never gonna work. What if they spot us? They'll run straight back to Rerir. And once he knows we're here, guess you're right.
Boa, Parma aprendeu também.
We almost got spotted. Phew, that was a close call. Watch out! He's coming this way!
O que eu faço? Volta? Acho que era pra ter seguido, né, viado? Acho que era pra ter simplesmente seguido, mas não segui.
Oh, they've been prowling around. Oh, they might not have seen us yet, but them. Oh, that's. If they spot us, they'll run. Oh.
É só seguir, eu não posso parar.
Hide! We almost got spotted. Phew, that was a close call. Watch out! He's coming this way! Keep going. We're nearly there. This is the final hurdle.
Pronto.
Oh, there's no end to these things. Fire. Fire?
Arlequino.
Wait, smell. Oh no, there's a fire!
Sandrone was right. You look weak, Columbina. The old you would never have let such lowly creatures bar your way. Word has it that you did something for the Tsaritsa, and that's why you've lost most of your power. Freedom comes at a heavy price, doesn't it?
It's Arlecchino!
Hello again, Columbina. And greetings, guests of the House of the Hearth.
It's been a while, Arlecchino.
No. O desenho da Arlequina ali. Tá estalando os dedos? Não, o chá.
Stupid right here of stupid Solnari. Ugh, whatever. I've got all the data I need. Next time we meet, you're finished. He sure doesn't pull his punches.
Excuse me, do you need a
Olha,
hand?
Quer dizer, o frame, né?
You can do me a favor by staying out of my way. Wait a minute.
Hello, Miss Sandrone. Father sent us over to help.
How considerate of... Hey, Fremine, get over here and help me fix this. Lenny, you do your thing. Just keep your sister away from my machines. Nearly every machine that cat girl touches ends up going haywire. Go put her on cleaning.
Then let's start downstairs. Fremine, we'll leave this... You've got it.
Wait a second. Pretty sure there's still some tea in the cupboard. If you want some, you'll have to make it yourselves.
É tsundere. Escaramucho mulher. É legal que já tem um ícone dos bonecos, né? Nós já sabemos tudo que vai ser jogado. Varca. A Columbina. Sandrone.
Absorption test.
Foi a ordem.
Look, a rainbow.
Observe. Be silent. Observe. Night falls.
Ultimatum protocol. Cleanup sequence.
Swirl, Mark 2. Animal test 6308. Stay clear.
Close your eyes. To dust. Be silent.
Toma, meu cara. Tem que matar o boss, inclusive. Ele já tá aqui? Já. Até depois que eu tenho que ver se tem conquista aqui. Essas aqui. Não tem, mas deve ter uma secreta aí. Só por matar.
Burn.
Porra.
It's a relief to see you all made it back in one piece.
Huh? Feels like there's quite a few people missing. Where's...
I returned ahead of them. Flint is helping Ino and Anefa to set up the decoys and buy us some time.
Boss is still wrapping things up on her end. She sent us back to fill you all in on...
I see. Then let's get right into it. But first, who do we have here?
Greetings. I was invited here to help as a longtime Tea Party companion of Columbina's. You may call me Arlecchino.
Surely it can't be.
Those eyes. Oh, where have I seen them before?
The only Arlecchino I know is the fourth of the Fatui Harbingers. So either you share a pretty uncommon name, or you're more than just a Tea Party buddy.
You are well informed, Grandmaster. A man from Mondstadt living all the way out here in Nodcry, and yet the people and affairs of Snezhnaya seem to...
Oh, the feeling's mutual. Sounds like you know all about who I am, too.
A Fatui Harbinger.
The atmosphere in here just got really tense. Guess we can't just start trusting Fatui Harbinger.
I must admit, though, I'm a little curious. Seeing as the moon goddess no longer belongs to the Fatui, what makes you so willing—
Nor does Nodcry belong to Mondstadt, Mr. Varka. Yet still, things don't always have to have a tangible payoff. Sometimes, stopping things from spiraling out of control— Of course, I can't say there's nothing in it for me at all. But that's between Columbina and myself.
Forgive me. I don't mean to doubt you. It's just that the Fatui really have been the source of many of our troubles. We have our own way of doing things here in Nodcry. But ever since they arrived...
I know there's been a lot of bad blood between us in the past. I've done my utmost to avoid friction whenever I could. But sometimes fundamental conflicts of interest simply can't be settled. That's why I'm here solely in a personal capacity. This is as a gesture of good faith. I'll be frank. I can help Columbina track down the iridescent moon's marrow, which will help. Anyway, what else is on the agenda? Let's begin.
She says she'll be frank, then completely skips over the details. But she clearly wants to change the subject. It'd be awkward if I tried to bring it up again now. I guess we'll just have to go along with it. She's the...
Well, since Miss Arlecchino sounds confident in her ability to handle that, we'll proceed to the next topic. Yehuda. Time to...
Alright, listen up everyone. First, we now know that Rerir was originally a Conrian secret agent whose primary...
The dregs of the Crimson Moon.
In the memories, there was a lot of talk about the Crimson Moon and Eclipse, and a whole bunch of other stuff from the time of...
To my knowledge, those were the names of two different long ago. It is said that the people of Conria worshipped the but one day, a coup saw the Crimson Moon eclipsed. Hence the name of the new dynasty that replaced it, and how it became the new emblem of Conria.
Still, long after the Crimson Moon dynasty had fallen, the last ruler of the Eclipse dynasty, the Vinster King, still coveted the secrets it left behind. So, he sent the rerir of Solnari to secretly... In those days, Rerir showed no signs of madness. In fact, he was as normal as... What's the matter?
Verfnir, Freindaughter, Flinders.
Interesting. Anything else? What about this
Well, she was a researcher at the Universitas Magistrorum, but it felt like she was hiding some kind of secret.
Oh, and one more thing. For some reason, Rerir's fragment also contains some of Thelindis.
Well, no shortage of potential leads, I'll give you that. In any case, Thelindis, it seems, must have been the one thing in this world that he couldn't let go of. Tell me, though, were these pure-blood Conrians we're talking about here?
Why do you need to know that? Hold on. If she was a pure-blood Conrian, oh yeah, just like how it was.
If we could somehow find her, do you think there's any chance?
It's possible, but it would take a miracle. That merchant who never knows, Dori Sangama Bay. Maybe we could...
All right, then. Let's keep working on our Traveler, Paimon, Kutar, and Miss Arlecchino. We'll go look for the iridescent moon. As for the others...
On the way over here, I noticed that the Wild Hunt monsters had grown. At this rate, the people living here will be in grave danger too.
I'll head back to the Curatorium and meet up with...
Feels good knowing we've all got something to be getting on. Given that the Wild Hunt has been a lot more active lately, the Lightkeepers have likely begun their own operations too. If that is the case, someone will need to I'll hold the fort for now. Then discuss our next move with Flints, Aino, and Anefa when they get back.
Alright then.
Well, the clock's ticking. If that's everything, we'll be on our way.
We'd better get moving too. We'll try to buy you as much time as we can.
Relax. Just do your thing. Now, I decided to call in some backup since things are getting so hairy. Stay safe, everyone.
We're back. Did we?
A tad late. The others have already... Everything going smoothly on your end?
Not great. I don't know how long we can stall them for. I'm gonna make some more later, but I need a timeout first. I'm so tired. Oh, right. Anefa, could you fill in Uncle Varka on what we just discussed with Flints?
Sure. Uncle Varka, you previously told us about how when you went to investigate a source of the Wild Hunt but according to Flints' intel, several outbreaks of the Wild Hunt had already occurred in Nodcry in the period leading up to... That was before Rerir had regained his body, when he was far from regaining his full strength. In other words, in theory at least, he still lacked the means to act in two places.
Flints, with everything that's been happening, the Lightkeepers across Nodcry are rallying to... I know. I'm sure you're capable of coming up with something far more effective than decoys. But for now, Anefa and I will head back over to Amsfartnir to see if there's anything I missed.
I told you Uncle Varka would say that, didn't I? A deal's a deal. Not a word about my snacking.
Database updated. Reliability of Aino's...
What does that mean?
They were betting on how you'd respond after hearing their intel.
It's the obvious choice, isn't it? That's hardly worth betting.
We already decided that Anefa should go investigate the situation over at Amsfartnir on her. Someone needs to hang back and oversee our strategy meetings. And besides, you still haven't fully
So I've ended up with the easiest assignment. Well...
Here, this will serve as a good spot to cross.
Arlecchino, hold up a second. Since you brought us all this way, would you mind we still haven't got the slightest idea what's going on here. And if even Columbina doesn't know where the...
Porque o celular tá aqui, mãe. Mas não ouviu o celular tocando, não?
Simple. Because I am an inheritor of the royal bloodline of the Crimson...
Huh? Are you serious?
Your surprise is understandable. I was also taken aback, but the more I thought about it, the more I realized. When I was young, I discovered I could wield a very special kind of fire. It coursed like blood through my veins, and smoldered away inside. What's more, whenever I experienced strong bursts of emotion or drew too deeply on this power, it was like some kind of presence within the fire would begin to knock. Exactly. That is why my hands are like this, too. At first, I saw it only as a curse. But once I became a harbinger, the jester apprised me of the truth. Together with my own investigations, over the past few years, there are several... For instance, take the so-called Crimson Moon. In truth, it is nothing more than the shattered remnants of the iridescent moon, fused with the abyss to prolong its lifespan. Since this blood flame was bestowed upon me by the Crimson Moon, it is a fusion of the iridescent moon's former power and the corruption of the abyss. You all understand the nature of the abyss well enough. I draw upon its power, and in return, it hungers for my soul. This strange blackness is the mark of...
If I recall correctly, you once told me that if the corruption ever made it to your heart...
Yes. And that's the reason I'm always careful not to push my power too far.
Whew.
Anyway, the rest of my story can wait. Is there anything else about the Crimson Moon or the iridescent moon that you're...
Paimon has a question! So, the Crimson Moon that the Carians used to worship was actually... Does that mean that the Carians were to the Crimson Moon as the Frost Moon Scions are to the Frost Moon?
So much of that history has been lost. We have no way of knowing exactly what... But I would suspect that the Conrians weren't as devout in their moon worship as it might appear. The iridescent moon's remains simply served as... Later on, perhaps someone discovered a way to make direct contact with the abyss. Or maybe there was some kind of ideology... Still, even with the dark sun looming high overhead, the Crimson Moon's glow never truly faded. If you want living proof.
The first time we met, I sensed something when I looked at you. I felt I could see that mysterious red moon in the corner of my eye. In your flames, I saw its broken image.
Well, I appreciate that you kept it to yourself. Much about the Crimson Moon is still a mystery. Anyway, time is against us here, so if there's any other questions though, I just want to make sure I've got one thing straight. In her letters, Sandrone mentioned that since you are unable to contain the iridescent moon's marrow yourself, you intend...
That's right. For now. It's the only way I can... The iridescent moon is already part of who you are. So with its marrow in your possession, you'll be even more powerful.
Deal. Then let's get started.
Get what started?
When I first became a Harbinger, the Jester gave me a book called Parenheri, also known as Leobranto Inamorato. You should be able to buy a copy next time you're in Fontaine. It's a love story set in the Crimson Moon era. But setting aside the tangled romances of its characters, it also, in the Crimson Moon era, or so the story goes, there was an orphanage that received children from beyond the bounds of this world. And so...
Beyond the bounds of this world? For real?
The Crimson Moon sages looked beyond this world for beings with powers that surpassed the gods. But fearing they might lose control, they subjected these children to a process of refinement. They made these children crawl up a fireplace and kept asking them, "Have you died? Did you see it?" Until they finally admitted to having died and seen a crimson moon. The adults embraced the children who passed the ritual, telling them, "Within the fireplace, you have traversed the flames between two worlds. Here, the book leaves much unsaid. But I suspect that this was their way of branding the children they had enrolled, leaving an indelible mark upon them, so that they would forever live in the Crimson Moon's...
That explains why I can't sense the Crimson Moon's marrow in this world. It makes sense that it would be sealed in a special space.
There's no fireplace here. Do you see a chimney anywhere? Oh, are we...
That won't be necessary. The fireplace is purely symbolic. The key to the ritual is crossing the flames between two worlds. In other words, those burned away by such flames leave behind a kind of ghostly afterimage in the world. In the days of Conria, people believed that, in short, I can open a passage to that space for you. That's the easy part. The catch is I'll need to stay on this side to keep the passage open. So I won't be able to come with you. Once you're in... Very well. Then I'll open it up.
Traveler, spare me a little more moonlight if you would. Thank you. I feel like I've recovered some of my strength now. It should be enough to...
Mistress of the seven hues of ages past, great mother of the present, crimson-clad sovereign of the two realms, by fire severed, by fire renewed, I offer myself now and beseech your descent. One word of advice, as you're crossing over.
Got it!
I sense a sinister gloom inside. I feel that I am about to meet an old friend, who has changed beyond all recognition.
at the abyss?
What a tragic sight. Fragments of your broken body, seized by the abyss, and hung up aloft like mummified remains.
Careful! There's something Paimon's right behind you! By the way, Kalambina, didn't you tell us that the iridescent moon had shattered into pieces? The moon up there looks pretty whole to Paimon. How is that possible?
Foi remodelado?
Installation chamber deployed.
Chew on this! Animal test 63.
I thought. It was only a facade.
Look, a rainbow! Stand clear.
Aí é fogo, né? Dá pra escalar? Oh, meu Deus, me matei. Já que tinha uma arma, né? Podia ter usado a arma.
Defensive mode.
Good luck! Being done! Absorption test!
Observe. Do you fear the dark?
Huh? Huh? For real? That's way too high! There's no way we'll be able to...
No. I'm not sensing anything up there. It's coming from under the mountain.
Let's see... Ah! There's some kind of weird shit... Wait, see that? Looks like a mechanism... Looks like a device from the time of Conria. Maybe people once came here to study the Crimson Moon's domain, and they left this behind. Oh, if we can activate it, we might find some clues. these mechanisms might be the key.
Felindis, we'll leave the rest of the research in your hands. We'll be heading back now.
I hope this isn't ruining date night.
Ugh. Mind your own business. Just leave me some snacks on the table.
Felindis? Is that Rerir's girlfriend? How come we're hearing her voice here? Oh yeah. So...
The Abyss has made this space extremely unstable. Maybe that's why some of the things she said and did were preserved here.
Whenever I see this view, it takes me back to a poem. Waning moon, oh lifeless damsel, weeping on the mountain crest. Mourning still in wistful tone. For me, of all people, to be here investigating...
Defensive mode.
Look, a rainbow! Oh, looks like the Abyss has messed up this mechanism. We need to find a way to get it working again. Let's see if there are any other devices nearby.
Preparing for dust up. Installation chamber.
Flash attack! Enhanced animal module 75. Stand clear.
Close your eyes. Observe.
So the moon marrow, or rather the power of the 3 moons, is the key to unlocking... If it really does exist, then maybe...
De novo o bagulho dos reflexos agora que eu parei pra lembrar.
With the Abyss inhibitors in place,
Não,
I
daquela
should
coisa
be
do
able to
Caribert
access the chamber with the moon marrow.
com o espelho.
Oh, Rerir, with every step you take, you're drifting further from what you truly desire. But you're not the root of the problem. Ever since that outsider set foot in Conria, the Vinster King has sunken deeper into madness. If only I could get my hands...
Hey
Tá
look!
falando do gêmeo do
The moon's
abismo.
reflection is back to normal! Felindis' voice mentioned a chamber with the moon marrow.
It must be. For within it, I sense the fragile orb.
And there's no time to lose! Let's go! must be the iridescent moon's mirror! Oh, we'll need to destroy these things before we can reach it!
Being done! Water bomb! Absorption test! Animo test!
Close your eyes. Do you fear the dark?
Cleanup sequence in the...
Look! Rainbow! Stand clear!
Annihilation mode. Defensive mode engaged.
Flash attack! Animo test 6308.
We're so close!
Installation chamber deployed.
Look! The rainbow! Your blood! Squirrel, Mark 2! Stand clear!
The night cometh.
The iridescent moon's marrow, still burning away like an undying flame, yet now contaminated. If we can purify the abyssal power within, and so... Is it you?
Huh?
At long last, I can see you once more. Our fates have crossed. I'm sorry. I lied to you. Even knowing what was to come, I still couldn't let go of the moment the moon shattered. My body began to split. Tell me, what was it that brought you to us all that time ago? If only I had possessed your courage. Then you look so puzzled. But trust me when I say that everything happens for a reason. Farewell, Hypo.
What was that all about? It sounded like she was speaking to a long-lost friend. But
perhaps she took me for the goddess of the... For a fading soul like hers, our auras must be too similar to tell.
But anyway, we've got the iridescent moon's marrow. All right, time to... That's odd. This place looks different than when we came in.
Waning moon,
huh?
oh lifeless damsel.
Oh. Hurry! The place is collapsing!
It wants to trap us here.
Who's it? The abyss?
Now we've taken the moon marrow. All that's left here is a dark will. It will show us no mercy. Give it back! The crimson moons! My marrow! My heart!
Finally! Huh?
where you fall. Witness my rise. What are you waiting for?
Is that you, Arlecchino? Wait, your hands!
Oh, this? Don't worry. It's a small price to pay. The Abyss wanted to trap you inside, and I defied its will by bringing you out. No wonder it's a little angry. No. I have paid the price, albeit a small one, and it cannot be undone. My hands have already fused with the Abyss. Purification would simply destroy...
Oh,
As much as I'd like to call it a favor, the truth is, I would...
Yes, you did your part. And as promised, I will leave the iridescent moon's marrow in your care. From this...
I'll take that as a blessing. Now, Columbina, give me your... Feeling stronger?
Hey, Columbina!
I'm fine.
By the Frost Moon's authority alone, wielding the power of the other moons was always going to be a stretch. Still, I think it's fair to say that your strength has returned.
It's still not enough. Just one more ray of moonlight, if you would. It's okay. I can take it.
How about now? Fighting fit?
At the very least, I want to see him gone from Not Cry. The rerir of Solnari and his wild hunt.
Well, it's good to have something to aim for. You certainly... When I first met you, you didn't strike me as a ray of moonlight. More like a wisp of fog drifting in from who knows... But now, you're full of vitality. Just like the Frost Moon, once the brightest of them all. May you keep shining.
Thank you. Look after yourself too, Arlecchino. I know you have plans of your own, and that's what... But whatever you're after, don't let the Abyss take a hold of you. I do not wish to see you...
I appreciate the concern, Columbina. Although perhaps it's time...
A new name?
Kutar, the Moon Maiden, Columbina. They're nothing more than code names. They describe who she is and the roles we often use code names in the House of the Hearth, too. But it's knowing your real name that keeps you grounded. All I'll say is this. Once you've defeated All right. That's it from me. I'll get you back safely first, then...
You're the best!
I appreciate the gesture. It speaks to your good character. Anyway.
Dale, a tu 3 feet. roteirinho. Recurso do Luar esquecido. Vamos jogar na esfera aqui. Mas é isso. Agora eu vou deixar pra fazer amanhã o sexto. O próximo ato. Beleza. Eu fui na briga. Ué? Ah, tá. Retorne para a base. Vai ficar depois. A fim de semana passou a Bíblia. Tem crônica da Colombina. Mata o boss, vamos ver. Olha pra trás. Ele vai estar lá no confronto abissal depois.
Observe. Be silent. Do you fear the dark? Close your eyes. Night falls.
Derrote a nobre. Antes que a conversão ocorra. Vamos receber um convidado indesejado. Último brilho deixado pela lei decadente. Com uma nação que não existe. Faltou uma gema aqui, ó. Pronto. 34, 35 tiros eu tenho para o Durinho. Vou pegar o Durinho e ver a mecânica nova dele. Pra até lá ou pros bonecos que ele vai usar. Deixa eu ver quem que é. Que eu tenho no caso. Vai ser a Mona. C5, né? Mona. Sucrose Razor. O Razor não tá surpreso, é ele mesmo que eu vou pegar. Na escolha lá do bagulho do curso das bruxas. Entendeu? Dá o menino. Aproveitar que vai ter esse bagulho mesmo. Aqui que já é o boss do respawn, né? Está lá, eles isso. Fui-me.